This is Jason Reed Pratt, author of Cry of Justice! Have you ever wanted to have a chance to not only eliminate up to 6 enemy special force teams, but replace them with police or special forces from your own side, and then almost completely fail to do so due to random luck, which made you gnash your teeth even though the minimal results still allowed you to regain control of a South Vietnamese province? After all, me too, kind of. Fortunately, that's all I managed to do on my previous turn as the Army of the Republic of Vietnam in this Crisis Grogs full-team multiplayer run of Volky Runke and Mark Herman's Fire in the Lake, published by GMT Games. And if I may repeat the moral of this lesson, you should avoid random dice rolls in this game as much as possible. That's because so much of this game is determined purely by player strategy, like a very complex version of Chinese Go, or maybe Japanese Shogi, that random rolls tend to be a liability. But if I hadn't, then, well, actually then nothing, because Team North was never going to get this event, and we on Team South can't stop them from taking the next one if they want to. Relatedly, turn 10 continues, with my teammate, US Rich, deciding to postpone his full op plus special, passing his turn, to see if he can thereby delay NVA Day from a full rally and infiltrate combination for as long as possible. This also gives me 3 cash, up to 47. Turn 11, the new card is Tunnel Rats, and the new upcoming card is To Quash, To Quack, To Quack, To Ta Quack. You know, I'm just not even going to try to pronounce that because I'm sure it's wrong. The VC, the US, and then the NVA have initiative, and by passing, Rich basically forces VC Larry to take the event rather than risking the United States using those Tunnel Rats against him. The Tunnel Rats, as most viewers of this type of game will already know, were the nickname of freakishly brave and or crazy specialist Allied soldiers who fought their way into the tunnels of the NVA and VC, usually alone, with only pistols and knives and maybe a few small explosives. This card looks unusual in that it doesn't have shaded and unshaded flavors, but in fact it does have 2 flavors, just not split into 2 paragraphs with different flavor titles for no clear reason. Some of the cards are just like that. Don't know why. Rather than have it used against him, VC Larry forgoes a possibly more effective operation and plays the event in his favor, putting his second base in Tay Ninh underground and also his base in Quang Tin, which to me seems odd since his base in Quang Tri is way more in danger. This allows US Rich a full operation and special mission. Rich chooses a sweep airlift combo. Rich deploys his airlift first. Any number of US troops may be teleported from anywhere on the board into up to 4 target areas, plus up to 4 total of any combination of Team South specs or ARVN troops, but not police. For his first target, Saigon, 1 active US spec from Quang Tri, ditto from Pleiku, and that's all. Possibly Rich didn't understand the scope. For the sweep operation, in Quien Hoa, he moves 2 US troops and the 2 active specs directly from Saigon. Coin regains control, adding 2 pop to ARVN's score up to 38. Both hidden blue specs flip over. The 3rd was already active. And again, he doesn't choose any more targets. I honestly have no idea why Rich now doesn't sweep at least 3 other areas to flip specs over. Wouldn't even cost him much of anything. Also, unfortunately, Rich didn't realize yet that the US can only sweep with its troops, the green cubes, not with its specs. However, Rich still had some airlift capability from his special mission that he didn't use, so while he, strictly speaking, couldn't airlift those 2 specs again, in practice, moving them into Quien Hoa was no different than airlifting them into Quien Hoa to begin with instead of Saigon. They would join in Rich's sweep once the troops arrived, in that case. Oh, well, my turn. What is my turn? Turn 12! To Quosh is now current, which I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation of. Captain Buck Adams is upcoming. I, Arvin, and then NVA Dave will have initiative. You know what? I'm just going to research that because I feel bad. Ta Quoc means something like the fatherland and served as part of the mottos for both the military and the police of South Nam. As you might expect, this is a nice Arvin card, but only late in the game, not before the NVA has even moved anywhere yet, whereas it's a hideous anti-Arvin card at any time, including now. So to prevent this being used to tack nuke me, I'll draw the only logical conclusion and play a full operation without a special mission. This forces the NVA either to pass, hoping for better options next turn, or to play a limited operation, one target area, no specials. I can, however, play the op I choose in as many valid areas as I care to pay for, and I'm flush with cash right now. Unfortunately, I'm also completely unable to do anything useful militarily at the moment because I lack enough troops to mount assaults anywhere. And yet I only have 2 troops still unavailable, so training won't accomplish much. Also, I can't move police normally into provinces, only into lokes or into cities. And even if I move them into provinces, I couldn't fight with them there. They can only assault in cities or lokes. So I spent a long time thinking about this, and I come to the conclusion that I have been trying to operate with my Arvin forces spread out too far to start with. I should have brought them all into an important area first and concentrated operations there along with US help eventually to pacify the areas. Since I cannot pacify any provinces normally due to being totally unable to normally move my police out of cities or off the roads and needing police to pacify. Anyway, Kanto is the reasonable center to start concentrating in since it has access to 3 2-pop areas and a 4th 2-pop area nearby, plus helping protect some roads including the most wealthy one. And with all my lokes currently free, I can move troops and or police around at will, all at once, from everywhere on the board, as long as I stop them in a city or loke. So, patrol will be my operation. -3 Arvin cash to 44. I could have multiple targets for arrival. I don't have to spend any more than just those 3 cash to make a patrol work. But I'm only selecting Kanto as the arrival area this time. I'm bringing in 1 troop from Quang Tri, 1 troop from Hue, 1 troop from Quang Tin, 3 troops from Quy Non, 2 troops from Pleiku, 2 troops from Cam Ran, 1 troop from An Lok, 1 troop from Kien Hua, and 1 troop from Kien Jiang, to get them safely away from subversion, as well as some other troops up north. Actually, 2 troops I think should go to Saigon, as it's kind of vulnerable to spec takeover right now from at least 3 directions. And I can still reach 3 2-pop areas when or if I need to. In the areas that I'm taking these troops from, I'm leaving at least 2 more pieces in coin control than Team North currently has. They can overwhelm those areas pretty quickly anyway, but I will make them work a little for it. This ends my side of the turn. Team North remains at 77.7777%, thanks to VC Larry. And we at Team South have improved our composite score a little back to 86.3%. I'm positioned to start taking back the rich farmlands of South Nam, but the Viet Cong have dug in more deeply this turn, and NVA Dave has a lot of potential for putting boots all around on the ground now. And it's now their turns of doom. Doom, 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 doom. Amen. 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 Amen.